Who are the 10 best strikers in the UFC? Well, today, guys, we're going to be working that out. I've got 10 fighters around the screen, and I'm going to be drag and dropping them into where I think they belong on this ranking. Obviously, one being the best. So, yeah, obviously, this is pound to pound. So, obviously, I know the lighter weight classes are faster, quicker, generally more accurate than the higher weight classes, but you've got to consider compared to what their body allows them to do for their size. So that's how we're going to do it today. I'm MMA Tizzer. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And without further ado, let's get right into this. Starting off with our number 10 spot, Dustin Poirier. Now, I think Dustin's boxing is really, really good. I think he's got some of the best boxing in the UFC, if not some like top 3, top 2, Very, very good hands. He's got tremendous power. His head movement's pretty good. He's got a good chin, which means he can strike quite offensively. He isn't afraid to sit in the pocket and bang. He's got strong hooks. His jab isn't phenomenal, but it's all right. He can beat most opponents with it, but some guys may out jab him. And what I really like from Dustin and why I think he warrants a spot on this list is that in the last few years he's become a bit more complete as a martial artist. So obviously in the second McGregor fight he leg kicked him a lot, and that really helped him win that fight because it kind of compromised McGregor's leg. And I just feel like that's an improvement on Dustin's part that we may not have seen in the past, because he was more one-dimensional in the past, but he still is quite one-dimensional. This guy doesn't do too many kicks to the body. You won't see him do spinning shit. He's very boxing orientated. He only uses leg kicks really. I can't really remember the last time I've seen him go for a head kick. In the clinch, he isn't too special. So it's stuff like that, which means that Dustin can't really get any higher on this list because he doesn't really use a lot. But what he does use, he's amazing at. His boxing, like I said, is phenomenal. Some of the best boxing in the UFC. Obviously, he outboxed McGregor in the second. Well, he kind of did. The leg helped. So in general, he basically beat him in the striking in the second fight. In the third fight, it was a bit closer because McGregor came out with the leg kicks, but he got the takedown anyway, so that doesn't really matter. But Dustin, good boxing. He basically outstrikes most people in the weight class, I think, except a few. And obviously, he just needs to mix it up a bit more, and he could be higher on this list. We move on very quick as well. Good hands for lightweight. We move on. Rafael Fiziev. Now, Rafael Fiziev has a cardio problem, granted, but we're not ranking cardio today, so I'm kind of ignoring that. But when this guy isn't gassed, he's very, very dangerous, This guy, I think he's more dangerous than Poirier because I think he's quicker. He has similar power, but the reason I think he's much more dangerous in some ways is that his mix-up is much more, This guy will throw kicks at the end of combos to the head. He'll do spinning shit. He'll do loads of body kicks, This guy really targets your entire body. Dustin can be a bit of a headhunter. I know he does body shots and stuff, but, Fiziev, he loves body shots. He loves body kicks. He'll spin. He'll do crazy shit. He'll go in with elbows, stuff like that. Very strong, very quick when he's not gassed. He's got alright head movement. He trusts his chin a lot. He's got a really, really good chin, so he just kind of trusts it. This guy loves the pocket. He's really down for that. Obviously, his Gaethje fight showed that. This guy's really, really dangerous. His combos are what sets him apart from others in the division. He's just so lethal when he gets into like a flow, and when he's using combos, you got to be careful because the combo, when he's ending the combo, he'll usually try and end it with a bang, and whether it's a head kick or a massive hook, it will be something that will turn your lights out for sure. The reason I'm ranking him higher than Poirier is because obviously he's got more mix up, and I think Fiziev would outstrike Poirier in the early rounds, but obviously if he gassed, he'd be in a bit of deep waters there because Fiziev's gas tank isn't the best, to be honest. Poirier's is much better, but we're not ranking that today. Like I said, this is just striking and all things striking, so that's why Fiziev's there. I think he beats a lot of people at lightweight with striking. So we move on to number 8, the only light heavyweight on the list. Well, kind of, Jan Blachowicz. Jan's good. He's really good. For a light heavyweight, he's got really good striking. Obviously, he's good at checking legs, and he outstruck Adesanya. Okay, when they had a fight, and when you're outstriking Adesanya, you're a good striker. Okay, because not many people can say that they outstrike Adesanya. Obviously, he's got a lot of power, We haven't seen him get a finish in a while. I know he kind of finished Alexander Rakic, but let's be honest, that wasn't really a finish. This guy's got power. He's got good boxing. He's got really good leg kicks. And then for a light heavyweight, I think he's, considering he's a light heavyweight, he's a very good striker, Um, he really uses leg kicks a lot. He does body kicks as well, which is what separates him from Poirier. Because other than that, somewhat similar in the way they fight, somewhat. Obviously I say, but Poirier is more boxing heavy, but Blachowicz loves body kicks. Poirier doesn't do that much, so that's why he's here. They're very successful when Blachowicz uses them. Obviously, you saw Dominic Reyes' torso was so red. Very dangerous guy, in the clinch too. So great boxing, really good kicks. Whether it be leg kicks or body kicks, this guy's just got mad power. And outboxing Adesanya really does get you points on this list, and he did it pretty effortlessly. He didn't really get tagged too much. So fair play to Jan Blachowicz. He's a really good light heavyweight striker. I think he outstrikes basically most of them except maybe one or two. But that's why Jan Blachowicz is at number 8. We move on to Peter Yan. Now Peter Yan is on like a 3-fight losing streak, I think now. But to be fair, he's had really unfavourable matchups. Like he just lost to Merab. Merab is basically a nightmare matchup for any striker just because of the way he wrestles relentlessly. So I'm not going to look too much into that. And the Alger fight was extremely close. And he was winning the first one until he needed him. But I'm not here to make excuses for Yan. But the truth is, his striking's really good, okay? You saw what he did to Sandhagen. He's good. Yan is good. Mix up. Very Muay Thai style. He uses his guard, uses his block, which is really nice to see. Not many UFC fighters do that anymore. Kind of Duplessis kind of thing. Puts his arms up, uses his guard. More used in boxing. Very good at body shots. This guy punches to the body a lot, which makes him really successful. He's got good leg kicks. He's got good head kicks too. Obviously destroyed Uriah Faber with one of them, and he's just very dangerous. He actually gets better as the fight goes on, which is basically the opposite of a lot of fighters on this list, due to their cardio and stuff. But very dangerous. Once he's got his timings down, he gets really sharp, finds his range. Just basically, the longer you're in there with him for, the more dangerous it is. It's kind of counterintuitive compared to most strikers. Like, he's the opposite of Fiziev, basically. Fiziev comes out swinging, Yan waits, and then he'll start swinging when he's got his timing and range. And and once he knows what you're doing, good head movement, he trusts his chin enough. Just really, he's probably one of the most well-rounded strikers in MMA. So that's why he's here. He's tough. He's down for exchanges and stuff like that, and his body shots really set him apart. Good body kicks, good leg kicks, good head kicks when he uses them. And then just a very dangerous fighter for bantamweight, and obviously dropped Corey Sandhagen and stuff. So, when you're out striking Corey Sandhagen, it's a good sign. We move on. Now, some of you aren't going to like this, but Sean O'Malley, okay? And I think next time we see Sean O'Malley in a striking matchup, he's going to look so sharp. And I think he's probably going to end up being better than Peter Yan. He's about as good as him. It's so hard to rank them. They could switch, it's just so hard. I think they're so similar. They're very dangerous in different ways, I'd say O'Malley's the more accurate one, but Peter Yan's just got like that raw power, and he can grit through. O'Malley prefers it being a bit more pretty, he likes coming in and landing a big shot and then coming out. He likes spinning stuff. Yan doesn't do too much spinning stuff. This guy will like his spinning head kicks. He does crazy stuff in the octagon, so you got to respect that. Very different to Yan in the way they fight, I think. Like I said, he prefers it way more pretty, and I think Sean O'Malley is currently better, and he's very dangerous still. They're very dangerous in different ways. It's really hard to describe Sean O'Malley's style because it's quite unique, but very kickboxer-esque, and he's mixed it up a bit. He does crazy stuff all the time. Very fun to watch, really good, fun to watch. And his accuracy is so good. He's got such underrated accuracy. People don't realise how pinpoint and fast he is. Like, he's faster than Yan and he's more accurate. So that's why I'm putting him here. Has Yan got more power in his punches? Maybe by a little bit, yeah. I think he probably is the more powerful puncher. But the accuracy and the speed and timing is, in my opinion, what sets him apart from Jan. And Jan may be the better counter striker, but O'Malley offensively is just so strong. So that's why he's at number 6. Really, really fluid, very flowy. Once he gets into his flow, he basically becomes untouchable. Insane head movement. He darts in and darts out. Very hard to leg kick him and stuff like that because of that. Obviously, I know he's had trouble in the past with leg kicks, but he's much more improved now. And I think people saying he has weak legs and stuff, I think that's a bit harsh just because he got leg kicked once and he has leg damage. It's nothing to do with how soft his legs are or anything like that. But anyway, O'Malley 6. We move on to our only heavyweight on the list. You can probably guess who it is from me saying that. It's Bongamin Ciryl Gane. Ciryl is the best heavyweight striker of all time, okay? Now, truth be told, it isn't the hardest thing in the world to do that, but considering this guy's a heavyweight, he moves so well. This guy strikes like a light heavyweight or like some middleweights even, because a lot of middleweights are terrible. Very, very good footwork for heavyweight. They have no idea what to do against it. They're just clueless on the feet. Dangerous. He's got moderate power. He hasn't got pillow punches, but he ain't exactly Ngannou level power. So he'll get a finish if he lands on you, but he won't flatline KO you with one jab. Obviously, speaking of jab, this guy's jab is phenomenal. Okay, that's why one of the reasons why he's here. His head movement for the most part is good, but the only thing I don't like about Ciryl Gane striking, or one of them, is the fact that he moves his head in a really, in my opinion, dangerous way. And it means that fighters who overswing big shots, big hooks, big overhands, they can land on him almost by accident or to counter basically his head movement, because he moves back like this, okay? And he leans, and it means that if he gets punched, first of all, it's going to hurt. And secondly, you're going to be off balance, so it means you're going to fall. So it's really just not a good look. Obviously, Tuivasa got the kind of hit that I'm talking about, where he hit him when he was leaning backwards, knocked him down, nearly got finished there. But this guy, he's so advanced, he'll throw 2 body kicks, then throw a head kick and wobble you, stuff like that, throw you off guard. Very good leg kicks, inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks. Amazing teep to the body. This guy's just, you can't believe he's a heavy when you watch him. Good front kicks to the face. He's just really, really good. Really impressive. And like I said, he's the best heavyweight striker ever. But the only thing I don't like about him, well, obviously minus his grappling, is his head movement can be worrying when he leans backwards, and it really does make me feel like he's going to get knocked out one day doing that, but I am a bit scared. So anyway, Ciryl Gane is 4th. We move on to, now these guys are like the S tier strikers, Leon Rocky Edwards. Now, Leon Edwards, has he ever absolutely destroyed someone striking except Nate Diaz? Not really, no, but the thing is, this is how Leon fights, I've said it a million times, and I'm going to say it now. Leon always fights slightly better than his opponent. This guy could be fighting someone who's never, ever fought before and looks slightly better than them in sparring. But then he could fight, like the hypothetical best striker in the world and somehow be slightly better than them. And that's just how he fights. He's quite conservative. He doesn't throw a lot. His volume's pretty low, but he's very precise. And he basically throws the strikes that basically are the good ones. He'll always throw, and it basically seems like he knows when you're going to be vulnerable, like the knee against Usman, the elbows in the clinch, just his boxing's good as well. His boxing's really good. His kicks are good. Obviously, flatlined Usman with a head kick KO, one of the best KOs in UFC history. Very technical. Obviously, he fainted there. So this guy's just really technical. If I had to describe technical in one word, it'd probably be Leon Edwards, because that's his striking in itself. It's just so technical in every way. You can tell he's thinking, like everything he does, he's thought about it, and not in a bad way. He's not like, oh God, what do I do? He's just thinking, right, if I do this now, he'll think that, and I can hit him here. So it's stuff like that that really sets him apart from the rest of the welterweights. And I think he's probably the best welterweight striker. I know people are going to say Shavkat and stuff, but I just think he's much more sloppy than Leon. And Leon can go all 5 rounds, we know that, and he's still pretty dangerous in the 5th. Usman would know a thing or two about that. But yeah, that's why Leon's there. I can't rate him enough, and it's not even because we're both British. It's literally just because I'm a huge fan of him, and I always love him fighting. So yeah, Leon 4th. We move on. 3rd, Alexander Volkanovski. Now, need I say more? This guy is immense, he is crazy. He's just so well rounded in the striking, especially because he's short. He beats people a lot taller than him. He's got pretty long arms for a short guy though. Obviously he went toe to toe with Islam on the feet, and Islam's got really good striking, and he's much bigger than him. So doing that to Islam, very impressive when you're smaller than him. This guy Frio's Max Holloway, so and in their third fight, he really showed why he's levels apart from the rest of the featherweight division. He's just better, he's quicker. He's got better head movement. He's more accurate. It's stuff like that. He has better combos. It's stuff like that just set him apart. And if you look at the fight against Rodriguez, he set that finish up. I think it was a big right hand. He set it up because when he leg kicks, Yair goes in and he realised and then he did it. So it's stuff like that, like I said, sets him apart from the rest of the division. No one else in the division is doing that, Holloway ain't doing that. He just got good boxing, Holloway ain't doing stuff like that. Rodriguez, yes, he's got fancy kicks, but he ain't doing stuff like that. This guy's striking IQ is some of the best I've ever seen. Very good. Sometimes he is defensively a bit worrying. Like, he does trust his chin a lot, and it's a bit weird because I don't know if I trust Volk's chin that much. He doesn't have a 10 out of 10 chin, I know that. Like, he was getting hit by Islam, and he was like, yeah, whatever. But I was like, bro, you're about to get knocked out if you keep on doing this. But, yeah, obviously, Yair did have some success against him. And truth be told, that is his weakness, it seems. Rangy strikers, he seems to struggle with, especially ones that, threaten head kicks. He was struggling with Yair sometimes. Yair was landing, but he showed why he's levels above these guys. Like I said, the only area where I don't think he's like 10 out of 10 or like 9 out of 10 above is his striking defense. Sometimes can be a bit worrying. But yeah. But anyway, Volk is third. Like I said, just better than the featherweight division, which is insanely stacked division anyway. So, that's something to be proud of. And, went up to lightweight when he's got a significant size disadvantage and made the fight competitive. So, yeah, fair play. Now, you can probably guess who 2 and 1 are. But these guys, they're bitter rivals, or they were bitter rivals. And it's crazy, really, because it's an amazing storyline because these guys are some of the best strikers we've ever seen. But obviously, I'm only doing current strikers right now. And, without further ado, number 2 spot is Alex Pereira. So, Alex Pereira is maybe the most dangerous striker we've ever had in the UFC. And you're probably thinking, well, why is he not number 1 then? It's because his striking defense isn't that good, okay? He drops his hands a lot. I don't like that. And his chin isn't amazing. I think his chin isn't that good, actually. I don't think his chin's that good. He drops his hands a lot. Obviously, he's very confident because, he is an amazing striker and he knows it. 2-time glory champion. And this guy is so dangerous, like so precise, so much power. The left hook is so dangerous. That thing literally flatlines anyone, and no one can take that hook without being wobbled clean. His head kicks are insane. He has no telegraph, and his leg kicks are so good too. He has some of the best leg kicks I've ever seen. He throws them with no telegraph. It's so incredible. When you're comparing it to like Poirier, he's got a lot of telegraph compared to Pereira, And Pereira's are so fast. They hurt. He compromised Izzy's leg with him a little bit. And his question mark kicks are good. Body kicks are good. This guy's just... when it comes to striking, he's the complete package. The only thing that worries me is he drops his hands a lot. And that cost him in the second Adesanya fight. Because he was outstriking Izzy. I'm going to be honest. He was outstriking Izzy. So, yeah... Pereira, he is the most dangerous, in my opinion, the most dangerous striker. Obviously, I know you're going to say, what about Ngannou? Well, yeah, he's dangerous in the first 2 rounds, but he'll gas. And he's not actually good at striking. His boxing's pretty bad, but he's just got loads of power. And he's in heavyweight. But, this guy, top of middleweight, obviously knocked out Sean Strickland, KO'd Adesanya, which, no one else could do in the UFC. And, yeah. What a great striker. But like I said, the only thing I don't like is his defense. But, offensively, the most dangerous UFC fighter. We move on. Number 1. Now, it pains me to admit it, but I can't decide who's better. But seeing as Adesanya has much better defense, I'm probably putting him at number 1. But it's really hard to tell because Adesanya is not as good offensively. Not to say he isn't good. he's number one for a reason. He's still really dangerous, but compared to Pereira, he's not as dangerous whatsoever. He has way less power. He doesn't go in for the kill as much as Pereira does, but his defense is much more sound than Pereira's. So, that's the problem. Um, for Pereira, Adesanya's defense is way better. He's got really good head movement too. I've noticed. He dodges most of his strikes, and he just destroys everyone in middleweight that isn't Pereira, and he struggles with Whitaker too because, these middleweights, they're not on these two guys' levels. They don't have the striking to compete, and I don't really have much else to say about Izzy except his style's kind of boring, but he's a really good striker. No one can outstrike him except Pereira, and that's just going to be the way it is, I'm afraid, until he retires probably, unless Duplessis knocks him out. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he grapples him or something. But Izzy number one. I can't decide. It's quite interchangeable, just like Yan and O'Malley. They're both interchangeable. But seeing as Pereira's defense is kind of bad, but then he's better than Izzy offensively. So I really can't decide. But this is the ranking I'm going for, seeing as Izzy won the last fight. And Israel Adesanya is one of the best strikers in UFC history, but so is Pereira. But anyway, guys, that is the top 10 UFC strikers. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. I do content like this every single day. And join the members. You get access to exclusive videos and priority replies in live streams. And I probably will be live streaming tonight, so don't miss that, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one.